You know, people in the Pokemon anime have mentioned certain levels of Pokemon, at least very early on in the anime, but then as soon as they realized that Ash would be traveling multiple regions, they scrapped that idea because they couldn't have the kids' Pokemon be too broken and at level 100 when starting off in a new region. So instead, they made a bunch of people have broken Pokemon here and there, and left the power scaling largely up to our imagination. And while power levels may be complete Tauros poop, many trainers and Pokemon have been shown off to be incredibly powerful within the anime, and certain Pokemon clearly surpass the rest of the cast, and by a large margin at that. But there hasn't really been a decisive list showing which Pokemon reign supreme over the others. So that's why in today's video, a certain insider on Pokemon and I will be going over the top 10 strongest Pokemon in the anime.
What's up everyone, Pokemon Insider here. Like Hybrid just mentioned, we're going to be going over the 10 Pokemon that we've considered to be the strongest in the Pokemon anime. While this list is based on our opinion, we did take various things into account, such as pure strength, win-loss ratio, taking into account the lack of Mega Evolution in the earlier episodes, and a few other things. By no means is this list perfect, and since it's all up to opinion, let us know what your thoughts are in the comments section. Also, to keep things a little interesting and light, we have a few goofy entries on this list, but they certainly deserve a spot on this list as well, which you'll see later in the video. Another important aspect is that we've completely disregarded any and all Pokemon that have been exclusive to Pokemon movies. If we did include them, I think we all know where this list would go, and we didn't want this to be too predictable.
Both trainers Pokemon and wild Pokemon have been taken into account, and as of scripting this video, 74 episodes of the Sun and Moon anime have aired in Japan, so if you don't see Ultra and Crossmon on this list for the god-tier havoc and destruction that it's inevitably gonna cause, you know why. As this is a top 10 collab, parts 10 through 6 will be on my channel, and parts 5 through 1 will be over on Pokemon Insider's channel. So once you're done watching this video, be sure to check it out. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to hero punch that like button. If you don't, hit that dislike button, let me know how you feel. Share the video around if you want to help support our channels. And finally, subscribe to both of our channels and hit the little bell icon if you want to stay up to date with all our content. Now let's see who's the strongest of them all. Number 10. Drake's Dragonite. Nope, not this guy. And we're not talking about this guy either. This one's a real throwback, but not the throwback we're looking for. We're talking about Drake, the champion of the Orange League from Ash's adventures in the Orange Islands. Drake's Dragonite is a pretty powerful Pokemon, as it had the ability to take out Ash's Charizard, Squirtle, and Tauros with ease. Not only did it take him out, but Dragonite barely even gave any of them a chance to deal damage. In fact, Charizard, Squirtle, Tauros, and Pikachu all only managed to get one clean hit in the battle. So, Drake's Dragonite did in fact go down in 4 hits, but I'd say that Dragonite mainly fainted due to a lack of stamina. It also had to take out Team Rocket, who interrupted them mid-battle, and it took him out without using any attacks. And trust me, it could have used a lot of attacks. You've seen that video where the TheAuraGuardian talks about Ash's strongest Pokemon prior to Greninja being a Snorlax for having the game-breaking mechanic of having 6 moves in its moveset instead of 4, right? Well, the reason why Snorlax doesn't make this list is because Dragonite over here goes above and beyond Snorlax, using a whopping 10 moves in one episode. Yeah, 10! The writer of the episode, Achurio Tomioka, did this so that Dragonite would seem unstoppable. And as a kid, it kinda did. But Ash had to use his Ash tier strats of aiming for the horn to take it out. That's why, despite its logic-breaking move pool, it only made number 10 on the list.
Number 9. Psyduck / Wobba. These two Pokemon are kinda odd in the sense that Psyduck and Wobba don't fit your traditional definition of strong. Starting with Psyduck, it has a specific condition for it to truly be strong. It has to have a headache. And yeah, it's about as weird as it comes. Misty's Psyduck in particular boasts some of the craziest levels of power when it has a headache, and it's insane how strong such a stupid Pokemon can be. There are multiple instances in the Pokemon anime when Misty's Psyduck gets bit on the head or just gets a random headache and destroys literally everything. And that kind of power needs to be on this list. In the case of Wobba, it can counter any attack thrown at it and send it back at twice the power. I get that other Pokemon can learn the move counter, but but Team Rocket's Wobba Fett is so iconic in using it that it's gotta be included in this portion. We see it so many times that Ash and friends throw a move out against Team Rocket and Wobba Fett steps in to save the day. Wobba Fett and Psyduck definitely have some odd win conditions, but I think they're definitely deserving of a spot in the strongest anime Pokemon Hall of Fame.
Number 8. Ash-Greninja. Wait. There are reasons as to why Ash-Greninja is only number 8 on the list, so hear us out real quick before you go raging in the comment section. Yes, Ash-Greninja is in fact incredibly strong, being Ash's strongest Pokemon and one of the strongest Pokemon in the anime, but it is still nowhere near close to being the strongest of the bunch. Its strength comes from a form that rivals the strength of Mega Evolution, its very own unique Water Shuriken move, and above all, its will to want to be the very best. It can probably even take out Diantha's Mega Gardevoir with ease now that it's perfected its Ash-Greninja form, but a few other Mega Evolutions have been shown and proven to be stronger than it, and some Pokemon from the older anime series have been given a slight advantage on this list, as it's kinda unfair for them to be put up against Mega Pokemon. Because of that, we can't really put Ash-Greninja higher up on the list. At the very least, we may be able to swap it with the number 7 slot, but nothing past that. And you'll more than likely understand why as the list goes on.
Number 7. Cynthias Garchomp. There are very few Pokemon in the anime that can say they've never been seen losing, and Cynthias Garchomp is one of those Pokemon. But the thing about Cynthias Garchomp that makes it special is that we see it all the time. Cynthia is a pretty recurring character throughout the Diamond and Pearl anime and beyond, and the fact that her Garchomp is literally never seen losing says a lot about how strong it is. It is, however, implied that it has lost at least once because in a battle against Aaron of the Elite Four, she's seen using her last Pokemon, which is Gastrodon. Another key moment for me was seeing Garchomp sweep Paul's entire team. God, I absolutely hate Paul. Chimchar, Weavile, Murkrow, and Torterra all bowed down to the god that is Cynthia's Garchomp. Take that, Paul. Anyway, another thing about Garchomp is its ability to take hits like a champ. Even moves like Frenzy Plant didn't even phase it, as well as the fact that it was able to take out Pokemon that would traditionally exploit its weakness to ice, like Weavile. The list of Garchomp's accomplishments could be a top 5 on its own, so I think it's time to move on to the next spot of the top 10 at hand. For a quick honorable mention, we have Armored Mewtwo. We were definitely torn on how or if we wanted to include this on our list, but we at least wanted to give it a mention. Armored Mewtwo is the creation of Team Rocket, more specifically Giovanni, and it was meant to make the already fearsome Pokemon even stronger. It definitely did that, making it one of the most powerful Pokemon we've seen to date. However, since it is artificially added on material to the Pokemon, it's not quite clear as to whether or not it should count towards this list.
Number 6. Lysander's Shiny Mega Gyarados. For once, a villain in the Pokemon series actually managed to be a threat without the use of a legendary Pokemon. Lysander's Mega Gyarados is a real force to be reckoned with. It single-handedly went up against Ash's full Kalos party of 6, as well as Alon's Mega Charizard X, and managed to take out Noivern, Hawlucha, Goodra, and Talonflame without much difficulty, leaving Ash and Alon with just Pikachu, Mega Charizard X, and Ash-Greninja left. Then Malva joined Ash and Alon in the battle with their Mega Houndoom, and Gyarados still wasn't backing down. But a combination attack between Charizard, Greninja, and Pikachu managed to defeat it. But again, that was an attack from 3 of the strongest Pokemon in the anime at that time. Yes, it's true that Ash's party and Alon's Charizard may have been a bit exhausted, as there wasn't too much time for them to recover after their battle against each other in the Kalos League. But still, that doesn't negate the sheer power that Lysander's Mega Gyarados shot off in the battle, especially when it managed to knock out 4 of Ash's Pokemon while having the unfair advantage of going up against multiple Pokemon at once.
Well, that's the first portion of our list, but we still have 5 more Pokemon to cover over on my channel, so be sure to check it out. Big thank you to HybridHero for teaming up for this 2-part video. It was loads of fun for me.
Thanks for joining me on this video, Scott, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on part 2 of our list, as well as the next video, alright? Later.